They laughed at me right in front of everyone, but I swear, the moment my mom called me just a receptionist, something inside me snapped so hard I almost dropped the files in my hands. Before I continue, hit subscribe, share and follow, because what happened next shocked the entire hospital. My mom stood there with her friends, her voice loud enough for the whole front lobby to hear. She couldn't become anything big, she said, smiling proudly like she'd cracked a joke. So she works here answering phones. They all laughed, and every laugh hit me like a slap. She had no idea who I really was. No one did. I kept my head down, pretending to be busy sorting papers, but inside my heart was burning. I had worked in silence for years. Night shifts, double degrees, hidden training, endless hours nobody knew about. And now the job she mocked me for was the shield hiding everything I had built. But before I could walk away, the elevator doors burst open and a nurse sprinted toward the lobby. "Where is the chief of neurosurgery? We have an emergency now." The room froze. My mom laughed again. "Oh, please," like someone important would ever walk through. But then the nurse turned, looked straight at me, and shouted, "Dr. Evelyn, we need you in, or 3 immediately." My mom's smile vanished. Everyone stared at me like the floor had shifted under them. And I slowly lifted my head, ready to show them who I had really been all along. Her face went pale so fast it felt like the whole lobby turned cold. For a second, she looked at me as if she didn't even recognize her own daughter. I didn't say a word. I just walked past her, my badge swinging against my coat, the gold letters shining enough for her friends to gasp. Behind me, I heard one of them whisper, "Chief of Neurosurgery," and another whispered, "Why didn't she tell anyone?" Because I never needed applause. I only needed my work. But my mom wasn't ready to let it go. She grabbed my arm right before I could enter the restricted hallway. "Evelyn, what is this? Is this some kind of joke?" I looked at her hand, then at her. "It's not a joke, Mom. This is my job." Her lips trembled like she suddenly forgot how to speak. Before she could say anything else, an intern rushed over, panic all over his face. "Doctor, the patient is crashing. We need you now." Her grip loosened instantly. I stepped away, pushing through the swinging doors. But as the doors closed behind me, I heard her whisper through the gap. How did she hide all this? If only she knew the truth. If only she knew why I had worked in silence. Why I had disappeared from family gatherings. Why I let everyone believe I was just a receptionist. She didn't know the reason. She didn't know the sacrifice. And she definitely didn't know the secret I had carried for years. A secret that was about to explode right in the middle of the hospital. Inside the OR, the lights were bright, the alarms were screaming, and the entire team was waiting for me. But even with all the chaos around me, my mind kept replaying my mom's shocked face. It almost made my hands shake, almost. The patient on the table was critical, bleeding fast, and the surgeons around me looked desperate. "Dr. Evelyn, we can't find the rupture," one of them said, voice trembling. "Step back," I said calmly. "I've got it." In moments like these, I didn't have time to be anyone's daughter. I was the one person standing between life and death. As I took over, the room shifted. The team trusted me, relied on me, moved with my commands. Every step I made reminded me why I had chosen this path and why I had kept it hidden. But halfway through the surgery, the doors burst open again. A nurse rushed in, breathless. "Dr. Evelyn, your family is causing a scene in the lobby." I clenched my jaw. Of course they were. Hours ago, they couldn't stop mocking me. Now they wanted answers. "I don't have time for them," I said, not looking up. She nodded, but then added something that made my heart freeze for a moment. "Your mother said she needs to talk to you urgently. She said it's about your sister." My sister. The one person who always sided with Mom. The one who said I would never be good enough. The one who cut me off when I chose medical school over helping in the family business. Why would she suddenly need me? I forced myself to stay focused. One wrong move, and my patient would never wake up. But then the intern whispered beside me, "Doctor, your mom said your sister collapsed." My chest tightened. Collapsed. Now. And why do they come here, to the one person they never believed in? Something about it didn't feel right. Something told me this wasn't just an accident. As I closed the final stitch and removed my gloves, a strange chill ran down my spine. Because I knew my family never acted without a reason. And if they were waiting for me outside this, or it meant something big, something dark, was about to come out. I stepped out of the earth still in my scrubs, and the second the doors opened, I saw them, my entire family gathered in the hallway like they owned the place. My mom was pacing, my sister Lena was sitting on a chair holding her head, and the rest of them looked like they were waiting for a show to start. The moment Mom saw me, she rushed over. "Evelyn, finally! You need to check your sister. Something is wrong with her." I took one look at Lena. She wasn't collapsed. She wasn't unconscious. She wasn't even weak. She was nervous. Too nervous. Like she was hiding something under her breath. "Lena, what happened?" I asked. She didn't answer. She just kept looking at the floor. Mom stepped in between us like a shield. She was feeling dizzy. "Just do your doctor thing and fix her." Doctor thing. Even now, even after seeing everything, she couldn't say it with respect. But something else bothered me more. Lena wasn't acting sick. She was acting scared. So I crouched in front of her and spoke softly. "Lena, look at me. What's going on?" She finally lifted her eyes, and the fear in them hit me like a punch. "Evelyn." I didn't collapse. Mom made me pretend, because she saw something. Something about you. My heart stopped. "So what?" Before she could speak, my mom shouted, "Lena, don't you dare." But it was too late. Lena whispered, her voice shaking. "She knows the truth. She found your files, your plans, everything you hid from us." The hallway went silent. For a moment, all I heard was my own heartbeat. Then Mom spoke with a cold little smile I'd never forget. "You didn't think I'd let you walk around with secrets forever, did you, Dr. Evelyn?" My stomach dropped. What had she seen? Which files? What exactly did she know? Because there was one secret I had buried deeper than my entire medical career. And if that was out, everything was about to explode. My mom's eyes followed me like she was watching a stranger wearing her daughter's face. She kept opening her mouth to speak, but every time, nothing came out. It was like the truth had wrapped around her throat and refused to let go. But before she could collect a single thought, a nurse sprinted toward us, her voice trembling. "Dr. Evelyn, or 3 needs you immediately. The patient just woke up, and he refuses treatment unless you're present." The whole corridor fell into a stunned silence. Dad froze mid-step. Lena nearly dropped her phone. And my mom looked like the world had just tilted beneath her feet. Because or 3 wasn't an ordinary case. Everyone in the hospital knew that. It was the case surgeons whispered about in break rooms. The case that senior doctors argued over. The case that specialists across states discussed because it sounded impossible. And I was the only one trusted with it. The nurse stepped closer. "There's more." He regained partial memory and said your name. "Evelyn." He said, "Bring her." Only her. Mom's face turned pale. A kind of fear I had never seen in her eyes spread slowly. Fear of being wrong about me. Fear of losing authority. Fear of facing the truth she tried so hard to bury. I took one step toward the operating room wing, and the entire hallway cleared for me. Nurses straightened. Residents stepped aside. Even the senior surgeons who once ignored my presence nodded respectfully. My family watched all of it. The sudden shift, the silent acknowledgement, the authority I carried without bragging. Dad finally found his voice. "Evelyn, you're the lead on this case?" His voice broke mid-sentence. I didn't turn around. I just kept walking. Mom hurried behind me. "Why didn't you tell us? Why hide all this? Why?" I stopped. Slowly. Deliberately. And I faced her. "Because you made every good thing in my life feel like a mistake," I said quietly. "You mocked the years I spent studying. You laughed when I failed once. You told everyone I wasn't smart enough. You made me doubt myself so much that the only way I could survive was by succeeding in silence." Her lips trembled, but she still had no answer. Lena stepped closer, voice soft for the first time ever. "Evelyn, we didn't know." I looked at her. "You never asked. You only judged." The nurse reappeared, breathless again. "Doctor, the patient is stable for now, but he's asking for you by name. And his family just arrived. They're requesting a briefing immediately." I nodded and started walking again. My family followed, quieter than they had ever been in their entire lives. As we approached the glass wall of OR3, Mom gripped the railing, her hands shaking. Through the glass, she saw the surgeons prepping, machines humming, specialists speaking in low voices, a level of tension only life and death moments carry. And then she saw it, my name at the top of the surgical board, Chief of Neurosurgery, Dr. Evelyn Hart. Her breath caught. All the years she called me just a receptionist. All the insults, all the jokes she made in front of relatives. They crashed into her at once. She grabbed my arm, voice barely a whisper. Evelyn, I didn't know. I didn't understand what you were doing. I looked at her hand, then at her. That's the problem, I said. You didn't care enough to know. Silence fell between us. Heavy, raw, honest. Then the doors opened, and a senior surgeon stepped out. Dr. Hart, the patient keeps repeating a name. Your mother's. Mom flinched. He wants to tell her something, the surgeon continued. But he said he will only speak when you are inside with her. Mom slowly turned toward me, confusion and fear twisting together on her face. Why would he want me? She whispered. I looked straight at her. Because the truth inside that room is connected to you, Mom. And it's time you finally hear it. Her eyes widened. Dad's mouth fell open. Lena looked like the floor had disappeared under her. And without letting them ask a single question, I pushed open the door to OR3. Bright lights spilled out. Machines beeped in steady rhythms. The patient turned his head toward me, and the moment he saw my mother behind me, his eyes filled with a truth that had been waiting for years. I stepped inside. They followed, shaken, confused, terrified, because what waited in this room wasn't just a medical case. It was the secret that would rewrite our entire family story. And the door closed behind us. Everything they thought they knew was about to change forever.